Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to episode 34 of the Road to Anywhere, my Journeyman series, and as always, thanks for joining me on this Saturday. I think you're a legend for sticking with the series because it's pretty old now. Views have dropped off, but some of you guys are hardcore and you want to be here till the end, and we are on that final road towards the end. Hopefully, I've just got to win an African Champions League, and can I do it? Well, this year I'm in it. I'm in the Champions League this year. I'm in my second season with the Pirates, or the Buccaneers as they're called, and I've enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it way more than I thought I was going to. One thing I like about South Africa, right, in England or wherever, the big leagues, say a player's worth 25 million and you'll go for him and the computer wants 89 billion for him. And then a computer will come in and buy him for 25 million, and that annoys me. In South Africa, if a player's worth 1.3 million and you go in to sign him, they want 1.3 million. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant freaking country, and it's a lot of fun. And I've learned more. I'm telling you about that in a minute. So yeah, make sure if you're still enjoying it, you smash the like button. If you want to help this channel a little bit more, you can pledge to my Patreon. You'll find a link to that down below in the description. And yeah, I'm excited. I think we just get straight into it. Let's get balls deep. Let's have a quick recap on last year, and it was quite a successful year, really. I mean, a team that finished 13th, had some really good players. We brought in some players. It was quite tough. We had a bit of money to spend. I've now learned they're probably one of the bigger teams in South Africa, one of the best followings. Sundowns are by far the best team, and they won the league again. We came second, but we did do a domestic double, winning both the cups, and we won the Carling Black Label Cup, which is an annual tournament where we play our arch rival, the Kaiser Chiefs, who are unfortunately down below, a division below us. We play them every year. So, you know, the first season it was great, but I needed to get in the Champions League. And to get in the Champions League, you have to be top two. And we started off pretty shit, you might remember. So I had a great run in. If you get top two, you get in the Champions League. If you get third and fourth, I think that's called the Confederations Cup. It's like the Europa League. So we're in the Champions League. So yeah, I've got a chance. This could be the last ever episode. Let's check in on the awards, and I don't always do this on the Journeyman, but I just thought it'd be a nice little touch this time. Why not? Since the series is probably coming towards the end. You might get to know some of the players a bit better. Fans Player of the Season was Season, my left winger, great player. Signing of the Season was Mam Puru, who, you know, he was alright, good player as well. Young Player of the Season was Shithole. I think Shithole every time I see his name. He also scored goal of the season against the FS Stars last September, and it was a little beauty. Now again, this is a bit of a recap in a way, but not about the competitions. It's just about the attendance. Now I've got a great subscriber who sent me some photographs at Orlando's Pirate game, which is amazing. He was telling me a bit of stuff about the league and so on. He's even put some information in the last video if you're interested. Go and have a look at the comments about different things. It's quite good. Apparently they've got loads of fans, and when the Pirates go or the Buccaneers go away, they help fill out stadiums and so on. But we only had 19,000 fans last year. We only less than half full, which is a little bit disappointing. And one good thing about being in your second year at any club is the board, and when you've been a bit successful, is the board finally let you do stuff. Like, they let you do stuff. So we've been able to upgrade the training facilities, which is brilliant. Don't know where we're getting the money from though. We're upgrading the youth facilities, which is even better because I just like doing this. I think it's great. And then why not? Let's get the full set, and we're upgrading the data analysis facilities too. We'll look at our commercial summary now. It's all right. I mean, the finances you're going to get here are never going to blow you away. We haven't signed any new deals or so on. I imagine it's going to be better this year. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of money you get in the African Champions League. But why I want to show you this is because it's been a very long time. I can't remember when I've had a goalkeeper be a shirt seller. That's bloody brilliant. Our goalkeeper sold the second most shirts. Now I was a bit worried when I came in. I stripped all the staff and managed to bring good ones in. I've been in a few countries that are technically better than South Africa, and it's been ball ache trying to get staff. It wasn't that easy in Mexico, to be fair. But I've put together a really good one. We've got good young staff that have got potential to be great, and the assistant manager, I think I showed him you in the last episode, is really good. Now he went and did his own badges and he completed them, and straight away I put into, I think you'll see it underneath there, he completes his coaching qualification. So I went straight to the board and said, let us do it for him. And they said yeah, which is great. I also signed him up on a new deal as well because I think he's going to be brilliant. First thing we'll look at is the Carling Black Label Cup, and we won it 3-0. It's a shame though, isn't it? that Kaiser Chiefs aren't one of the best teams on this in this little universe. They got relegated the last year. They finished in the bottom half, so we should be winning it. It's nice to win it. It's a cheeky little trophy. Now, on to another tournament I've never heard of, and it's a great thing because now I know of it. You know, this is what it's all about, learning new things, doing a Journeyman. This tournament's called the MTN8, right? I don't know why they do it. It's a bit silly. But, I mean, it's a good chance to win another trophy. It's called the MTN8. It starts in pre-season at the quarterfinal stage, and it's basically the top 8 teams from the previous season in the league going to the MTN8. It's one of the oldest competitions apparently in South Africa, so it's been going a long time. I just don't get the point of it. It starts now. It's like a bit of a ball ache, to be fair. But if you're in it, you want to win it. And we started off in the quarterfinal stage playing a Baroka, beating them 2-0. When you get to the semi-final, what makes it even more of a ball ache is they make it 2-legged. Well done. Extra games. Brilliant. Brilliant. That's just what we need. And we played Super Sport, where their old manager, the guy who had the job before me, he left to go to Super Sport. One of the best teams in the league. We drew 1-1, luckily, with Caesar, of all people, scoring an equaliser in the 92nd minute. Now, I didn't hold up much hope for the return leg away, and the bookies had them as favourites as well, but we did the job and we beat them 2-0, 3-1 in aggregate. We were great. Like, really, really good. Shithole was unstoppable. So at this point, I haven't played the final yet. I'll show you the result of that later, but we've got Chipper United, Fish and Chippers, in the final. So I want to win it. Why not? I still don't see the point of it though. Now, this is the history of the MTN8. I've reversed the date because my head's not in the way. What's quite cool is the very first ever game was against us and the Kaiser Chiefs, arch rivals, and we won it. So we're the first ever winners, which is brilliant, isn't it? Now, what's this? Is that a team that doesn't exist? Usually when it's a team that doesn't exist, it says that. Like Swallows no longer exists. I want to know what's going on there. Now, I think I had a good squad, but went to balance it out a bit more. I had a good right back, and the guy who was covering at right back was more of a centre half last year. I wanted a new central player, so I just wanted a few extra bits and bats, basically. So I brought in 3 players, and I've spent 2.8 million. Wow, crazy, I know. So this is our new backup right back, and he's pretty good for this level in this league. He is good tackler, got a bit of pace about him. Didn't cost me too much, as you've just seen. Got a bit of room to grow somehow, even though he's 25, South African. Played for his country a couple of times, so I think he'll be a great addition. We got him from Yebo Yes. Next up was the first of 2 Cameroonians. Now, obviously, I just put in the search and we've been scouting. So last year, no one from really out of South Africa, couldn't say that, wanted to join us. Kind of opened up a bit now, and they're one of the best teams in Africa. So to get 2 players off them is pretty cool. I wanted a bit more strength at the back, and we brought this lad in. Had to get a work permit for him, but everything's good. Plays for Cameroon, which is great. And then this is the other player we brought in from Cameroon, the Cotton team, whatever they're called, Cotton Sport. I think he's alright. I think he's going to be really good for us. I needed something a bit better in the middle, someone with a bit more all-round stats, because they're not the best. So we've got Joseph Akili. And 74 caps he's got for Cameroon. So this guy's going to be, hopefully, a game changer. As you saw, nobody's left. A couple of players I might have put down to the B team. Got a few good youngsters down there, but you know what? It is what it is. I want to win now. I can't be asked developing yet. I ain't got the time. But let's have a quick look. We'll start off with we'll just look at the main players, not the full squad. It takes forever. My goalkeeper, I think he's great for this level. Like, very, very lucky to have him. On to my left back, it's Mr. Zungu, who again, decent. It's not the quickest, but he's a good player. Only 22, played for his country 8 times. Right backs is where we're lacking a bit. I brought that guy in, so we've got a few more options. I just couldn't do any better. 30-year-old, never played for his country. At the back, we've got this geezer. He's 34. He's probably one of our best players by far. He wanted to leave last year. He's a bit more happy this year. He's going nowhere. He's dead slow, but he's a centre half. He's going to be partnered by this geezer. Decent. Onto the middle, we've got Mr. Maguban. You know, he's good, to be fair. I got him last year, 20. So, you know, we're getting a bit better in the middle, aren't we? I think we're getting a little bit better. we've got Mampuru. So I've got options. Obviously, we've got the new guy as well. If you just go to look at the front guys, we've got Shithole. Can't beat a bit of Shithole. Great player. And then, of course, we've got the fans' favourite, Mr. Caesar, who I think is brilliant at this level. Signed him up on a new deal to 2061. And then up top, I wanted another striker. We've got good strikers. They're good. I just want someone a bit better, but I just got money and I couldn't find anyone. So Romario's going to be our number one this year, but he's good. Finishing's 14, off the ball 13, composure's 14. He's pretty quick. Staff-wise, obviously we are improving on the facilities, and they've let me also get more in. So we've been able to get in a new coach, a new physio, a new scout. So we've expanded all aspects of the team, really. Our staff was the best anyway. It's now even just far superior than anyone else. So obviously we've got a new coach in here. Now he was like this. He was an assistant manager. But I've got to give him a kick-ass contract. Maybe not his weekly wage, but in add-ons. And I needed a defensive coach, so it's 17 defensive. Brilliant. Hopefully he can help us short the back. I've got a new physio in, who's the best of a bad bunch. Physio 13, but he's good for this level. We've got a new scout in, Dave, who's brilliant for this level. Judging ability 15, sexual. What's awesome is, in between all these other games, we had some spaces, so I picked a couple of friendlies, and the first friendly was just the opener. This was just before the Carney Black Label Cup against a lower level team. I just love that name, the Super Eagles, and we battered them. This is where it gets good though. Burnley, Premier League team. We beat them 1-0. No, it's only a friendly, but that's good, isn't it? And then we played my old team, because I always play my old team. One of my top 3 favourite teams in the entire series, O'Higgins. And we beat them 1-0, so friendly-wise, brilliant. What's not been great is our opening campaign. It started off a bit ropey. We started off great with a 4-0 win, but then we've drawn with Sundowns 1-1, but they are great. The Tucks 3-3, then we beat them 6-0, we won 1-0, and then we've lost. So we're okay, but we definitely need to get better. Because at this stage, we're obviously 4th, and if I want to get this done and complete that Pentagon challenge, I need to get in that top 2 and stay in it. I want to win the league, to be fair. So these are the expectations, and obviously we've got a couple of extra things this year. So we've got the MTN8, still got to play the final. I've done what they wanted though, but I want to win that. I'll show you what happens in a bit. The Nedbank, I don't know if I'm asked about that. It's like, that's where all the teams in South Africa go into that. We obviously won that last year. The Telkom is one of the top flight teams playing that. We'll see how that goes. The Champions League, obviously I want to win that. Once I win that, the series is done because it's all complete. And then the league, I'd love to win that. Let's jump back in at the halfway point, and it is the 1st of January. And we are currently 2nd in the league, 3 points off the top. And of course, the freaking Sundowns are at the top. They're just too good. They are good. I mean, not only if I want to win the league, I've got to get past them. And I think if I want to win the Champions League, I'm going to have to get past them too. Don't help, because defensively, they are just freaking great. They are so good. It's getting a bit annoying, because I don't know if I'm ever... I will. I just need to be a bit more positive. It's just, I've got a good team. They're just that little bit better than me, so... Let's have some major investment or something. I don't know. I'll keep plugging away though. Because at least when we go forward, we're better and we score goals. That's probably the tactic. I know we do score quite a lot with it, but it is what it is. It's fun. It's a challenge, and I like that. We have a look at the squad. It's arranged by average rating just to see some of my top performers. Skip the top 2, they're more squaddy. Best player this year has been Mr. Brian Niapo. Come out of nowhere, absolute legend. We've got some other good players as well. Shithole's up there. You can't beat a bit of shithole. If we go to the goals, one thing I've been happy with is Mr. Romario, scoring quite a lot. Look at the league results as a whole, and obviously we lost that game against Whitbank Spurs, and we're in a great run. This has probably got us back up to like 2nd, and recently we've been roping that last game, getting beat off them 3-0 at home. On to the Telkom Cup. We'll skip the first round, even though we beat Whitbank Spurs, by the way, 3-1. And we'll jump in at the quarterfinal stage where we beat Polokwane City Next to the semi-finals, and you know you're playing top teams because it's Premier League teams only, and we came up against SuperSport United again. This time we beat them again, 4-0. Have that. And then this was the best bit. Got to the final, playing the Sundowns, brilliant. You know, probably gonna get beat, but we didn't get beat. We beat them 2-0, and we played way better. We need to do that more. We need to do that in the league. How did they beat us 3-0 at home in the league? Get to the cup final, and we beat them. So this is great. It's a very important trophy. Don't forget, we were in another final early on in the season, the MTN 8 final, and this was a bit close, to be fair. We played Chipper United. They came back late on. We scored late on. Both scored in injury time. It's crazy, man. But we managed to do it. We won 3-2. I think we deserved the win. We had more standout performers. Right, on to the Champions League, because this is the cool bit, innit? This is what we're aiming for. I'm not going to show you the goals to the early rounds, because we have to do early rounds, which is a joke. What are you talking about? We had to come in at the preliminary round and play 2 legs against Sporting de Principe, who are from Samatoa Principe, some country I've never heard of, obviously linked to Sporting Lisbon. In the return leg, we brought them back to our place. We beat them 2-0. We absolutely battered them. Should have been about 18-0. So yeah, comfortably into the next round, which again is another freaking round of qualifiers. And we drew Africa Sports, who are from the Ivory Coast, I think. We beat them 2-0 away. Again, we absolutely battered them. And when we did bring them home, we did score more, which is brilliant. We beat them 5-0, 7-0 in aggregate. Yeah, these teams in the early rounds are a bit crap. So we got drawn into Group B. Weirdly, against 2 teams from Egypt. That wouldn't happen in the Champions League in Europe, would it? Would it? Which is a bit crap. I mean, because they look like they're from Saudi Arabia, but they're not. Egypt. And a team from the Congo. As you can see, we played 2 and we've won 2. If I click on here, we'll have a quick look. So we beat Al Ali, whatever they called, 1-0. And AC Leopards, awesome name, 2-0. So at the moment, we're on course. We want to go get top 2, but I'm guessing you want to win your group and you hopefully get an easy opponent who finishes second. Right, we're jumping back into the match for a few reasons, but while we're here, we'll have a quick look at the league, and we are currently 3rd. We've got 2 games in hand. If we win, we go up to 48 points, so we go to 2nd again. But it looks like Sundowns probably going to win the best league again, aren't they? But you know, we'll keep going, keep fighting. The Nedbank Cup had kicked off. This is like, I'd class this like an FA Cup basically, because everyone can play in it. As you can see, we won the first round 2-0. Then we played another team from Whitbank, beating them 2-0, but they're probably the shit Whitbank. And now we're playing the proper Whitbank. Back to the Champions League, and we did brilliantly. Played 6, won 6. Got a lot of confidence from this. Obviously one of the best teams in the freaking competition, must be. So I was really, really happy. If we have a quick look here, you'll see we didn't concede a goal. Now after the group stage, we go straight to the quarterfinals, and we drew Manga Sport, who are from Gabon, which is kind of in the middle of Africa, I think. If you're looking at a map of Africa, it's on the left, under Nigeria, I think it is. Manga Sport, away from home, 4-1. Well, we brought them home, and probably had a bit of jobs done attitude going on. Only scored 1 goal, but the job was done. And we're through to the semi-finals of the African Champions League, where we've got to face none other than the Sundowns in the semi-final. I said that, didn't I? To get past the league, to win the league or the Champions League, you have to get past these boys. We're now jumping forward to the end of April, and we'll quickly have a look at the league table again. And we are 2nd, which is great. Level on games, the Sundowns. What's not great is they are running away with the league. 8 points cleared. You know what else is a shame? We're not going to be retaining the Nedbank like we retained the Telcom, because we played Whitbank Spurs, like you know, in the quarterfinals, and we got beat 4-2. I don't know how. It's pretty even. They were luckier. Alright, we're on to the squad, and as a whole, they're doing really well. I mean, can't complain. Definitely improved on the previous regime, and you know, it's a building process. 2nd in the league again, looking like. We've picked up a couple of trophies already, a couple of cups, which is great. To win that MTN 8 is pretty cool, really, to be fair, because it's the 8 best teams, and we won that. So you know, it is what it is. But it's all about the Champions League. Well, after the first leg, the answer would be no. We're going to make it hard on ourselves. Getting beat off them again at home, which is starting to piss me off a little bit. I'll be honest with you. Got beat 2-1 in a game. I don't know how we didn't win this. Well, we got a result, just not the right result. We drew 1-1, got beat 3-2 in aggregate, which means the Sundowns go to another Champions League final. And we don't, which also means the series does not end. I'll be back next Saturday. Well, here we are. It's the end of the season, and unfortunately, we're not going to go to the Champions League final, which was a bit annoying, but, you know, it's not out of our reach. I think we could do well. We've just got to get something to catch them up in the two big ones. I've beat them in other things, but it's these two big ones. Now, we ended up comfortably finishing second, as you can see. 11 points clear, Whitbank Spurs, who are a great team. Knocked us out of the cup, remember. But it's just a little bit behind Sundowns. So we won the MTN 8, which is great because we're awesome. And we won the Telcon Cup. Sundowns have won the league and they've won the Nedbank Cup. But did they win the Champions League? Yes, it was an all South African final and they won it 1-0 or 3-2 on aggregate or whatever it is. You get two-legged finals. Annoy me. I hate them. How even was it? Pretty even, wasn't it? But Whitbank Spurs, and it should be us and them next year, boys. Next year. At the minute, I've got a transfer budget of 2.8 million. But one good thing is, if a player's worth 1 million, they accept 1 million. There's no pissing about down here. It's quite good. Now, last year, I bought them two guys from the Cotton United in Cameroon, and they were the two best players available on my list when I did this standard search. They were the two highest valued players at 1.2, I think 1.3 million, right? Look at that. So that shows you now, that second year of reputation building, we've definitely got better on the world stage. I can look, my scouting's allowed to go to world as well. I just haven't got the money, but I'm hoping. I mean, who's that guy at the top there, South African, with 16 million? Can we get him on loan maybe? I don't know. As you know, at the start of the year, they improved all the facilities all across the board. They're going to do the training facilities again, spending another 3.9 million on it. Don't know where we're getting the money from. But before we finish, I just thought we'd check in on our ranking in Africa, all the major clubs in Africa, and we're the 5th biggest rep club. Obviously, ES Tunis are up there, and Sundowns all. So whenever they said Tunis, maybe Tunis were the biggest team last year, Sundowns have overtaken them by winning the league and the Champions League. And we've got Whitbank Spurs and the Wits are above us. So we've still got some work to do really, haven't we? So there we go, dudes. Thank you very much for watching. You're an absolute superstar. Hopefully you've already smashed the like button. If you haven't already, do it now. Don't be shady. Thank you very much. If you want to help support the channel a little bit more, you can find a link to my Patreon down below. If you do that, you're even cooler. Even if you do it, and you're still a patron by the time FM20 comes out, you will be in my new series as a staff member or player. It'll be your choice. In the universe, you won't be on my team. I'm just going to put you out there and then make the database available for people to play. So you could be someone's star player, which would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, thank you for watching. Unfortunately, we didn't do the Pentagon Challenge just yet. But you know what? Every cloud. We're still here. We're coming back next week and we're having another shot at it. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what I can do now. I think it's going to be the best season yet as a pirate, a buccaneer, whatever you want to call us. But yeah, bring it on. So yeah, thank you for taking the time out your busy day to watch this. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Honestly, I do. You guys are sticking with it. I always say this, but you're the best. Thank you very much. I will see you next Saturday. Take care. Have a good one. You've been amazing. I'm Bood. See you next time.